Happy Saturday! Welcome to Just So Sewing. So it is time for my 5 seam ripping mistakes I've made this week. I did not get to sew much this week. It was a busy week. We had gymnastics camp and lots of other things to do. So I didn't get to be in my sewing office very much. And so you get all the mistakes I made this week. So first thing was number 5 was a simple, I didn't sew in a straight line on a casing, and I did try to pull the elastic through to make it work. Yeah, no, it wasn't wide enough. So needless to say, I got to seam rip that, and it was a chain stitch on a cover stitch, which if you go one way is easy, if you go the wrong way, it's hard, and I forget that every time I try to seam rip. So number 4 is funny. 2 of mine, these 2 back-to-back ones, are ones I thought I sewed the pocket liner to the back piece instead of the front piece. This is a test I am doing. All of these, 4 of these were on a sewing pattern test I was doing, and the other one was a birthday gift I was trying to get done an hour before the birthday. But so I thought I sewed the pocket liner on the wrong piece. I thought I sewed it to the back piece. So I seam ripped it and then figured out it was the front piece. So I got to re-sew it again and re-seam rip it again. And then my number 3, I did the same thing, except I did it with a front and back piece. I was reading the instructions and it said sew the front and back piece, where the crotch area is, and or actually it was the inseam. You sew the inseam first, and it was a front and a back piece, and you sewed the inseam. Well, I did that the first time, and then looking at the diagrams, I was like, oh, I don't think that's right. So I seam ripped it, then sewed it the other way, and then I was like, oh, this is definitely right. I had it right the first time. So I got to seam rip it again, and then sewed it back the way I had it before. So needless to say, I need to find my brain somewhere, and if any of you all find it, could you send it back to me? Then my number 2, is I sewed my elastic to the lining, the inside lining, and you were supposed to sew it to the outside and then flip it in on this piece. It was a nightgown. Yeah, and I did it wrong. The lining piece, you sewed it to the right side and then flipped it in, and I sewed it to the inside. So that's number 2. And number 1 this week, I overturned my, this I didn't have to seam rip. I overturned my cutting width knob on my serger and broke it right before we were going to a birthday party. Luckily, all I had left was the lettuce hem. I was trying to get my lettuce hem set up, and I overturned it. And so now it didn't work. And I was like, oh, I hope I can do this without this. Sure enough, I was able to. We're getting to the birthday party. I came back and I sat down and I said, okay. Started Googling, found nothing, and I was like, I can do this, I can fix it. So I took the knob off and fixed it, and I made a video. So if you've done this before, or if you're hearing this and you have a machine sitting somewhere because the knob's broken, go look at that one. Maybe it can help you. It's a real simple fix. Just gotta line the pieces back up together. But anyways, thank you all for joining me on 5 seam ripping mistakes on Just So Sewing.